Good morning and welcome to Śamorín, Slovakia. My second day here, arriving straight from Australia in preparation for the Challenge Championship. I am here quite early, not racing until next weekend, 7 days from now in fact, but I got here early to get on the time zone and get in some good training before race day. Today, I have a 2-hour bike, a 1-hour run and a 4K swim, all of which you guys will join me for. Who knows what we will get up to in between those sessions, but I really look forward to bringing you along for the day. I've settled in quite well, 2 really good sleeps off the back of a long haul flight. Of course, I flew Brisbane to Doha, Doha to Vienna, and then a small transfer to Śamorín, but honestly it was quite smooth. I had really good seats with plenty of leg room, not business class, but about as good as it gets in economy. So I've arrived here feeling really good. Touch wood. I mean, it takes a few days to settle in, but so far so good. Here in my little apartment, I will move on to the Exponent Sphere on Thursday, but I'm spending 6 days off-site to start with, so I'll show you guys around my apartment at some point, but there's not a lot to show. It's just one room plus a bathroom, and here we are. So anyway, that's enough for me. Let's get out on the bike. Here we are, out on the bike. If you look behind me here, I don't know if you can actually see it. The lights. Maybe not. That is the Exponent Sphere where we will be racing. So anyway, feeling pretty good. Flying along here. So fast, so flat. Currently an hour 20 into the ride. Averaging 213 watts and 33.2k an hour. It's not too bad. Rode to Bratislava, which is the next closest city, I suppose. And well, it was pretty technical. It's like riding through Brisbane City, so I didn't do that for very long. Just turned around and got back on this path, which I actually don't know how long it goes for, but I can only assume it goes some way. I'm going to look that up when I get home actually. So I'm not on the course, but the course does come up onto this path at a certain point, a bit further down. I don't know if you can actually hear that wind either, but it's up today, which would make it interesting on race day. Just split things up a little. 20-metre draft rule here, so yeah, out on the bike. Been down in the bars for the majority of it, which I'm loving. Riding in Brisbane is getting tricky, so to be able to come out my front door within 2 minutes, be in the bars, frothing it. So let's keep trucking. And as you can see, I'm quite rugged up, despite how good the day does look. It's about 14 degrees, cold for an Aussie. But I mean, standing around it's okay, it's that wind chill that really kicks off. So, rugged up, had to pull out the winter warmers. They do not get much of a run in Brisbane, but in Europe, they always get well utilised early on. In terms of music today, strangely enough, listening to Robbie Williams. On the flight over, I actually watched his, what do you call it, documentary or movie, where he is represented as a monkey. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but I actually really got into it. I didn't know there was so much behind each song, and I was really fascinated by that. So I know some of my uncles are keen on Robbie Williams. I never have been, but today he's getting a run, so it's keeping me entertained. And yeah, not much to report really. 2-hour ride, not a lot of fuel required, so literally just trucking. Alrighty team, here we are with the official ride data. 2 hours and 8 minutes, 73 kilometres, average speed of 34.1, average power of 211, average normalised power of 217, and average cadence of 87. there you have it. Nothing crazy, but an honest day. I mean, solid numbers considering 211 metres of elevation gain, so very different to riding at home where it's consistently rolling. Very, very flat here. So always on the pedals, a little bit more wind than I'm used to as well, but really enjoying just rolling out the door and getting into bars. So that's a wrap. Time to refuel. Alrighty, we've refueled, now it's time to run. Truthfully, I am feeling a little bit tired. Not in terms of fatigue, but right now it's about 10 PM in Brisbane, so my body clock is feeling like it is time to go to bed. However, we must push on. So 60 minutes with some strides. You guys will join me. But it's just about keeping moving, really. That's why I've got the 3 sessions today. None of them are too extravagant, but if I sit here or lay here for much longer, it'll be lights out, and then it just takes longer and longer to get into the time zone. Truthfully, I've felt fine the last couple of days, like the day I arrived and yesterday. I had quite a lot of energy, but today I'm like, whew. Even with 3 coffees, they're not very strong. The pod machine here, it's 3 pod coffees. Is that like 1 good coffee? I don't know. Anyway, let's get running. Alrighty team, just over 40 minutes in, averaging just under 440 paces. Feeling pretty good now. It was a little bit slow going to start with. The body was not really having a bar of running when it could be sleeping, but here we are, still ticking along. I'm probably feeling better and better, to be honest. I'm about to get into some strides, open the legs up a little bit, but what a beautiful day now. 18 degrees. It's actually the first time I've been at this side of Śamorín. I think more of a local area. I've been staying in the city and then training at Śamorín and along the water, but this is the opposite direction, so being amongst it now, it's a bit different. Alrighty team, last stride. 1. How was it? Run done. Certainly some mixed feelings, especially early. The body was not in love with it, but the strides really opened up the legs and finished off strong. So in terms of numbers, 1 hour, 12.9 kilometres and 4:39 average pace. Again, honest work, nothing special. I would hope to feel a little bit sharper in the coming days, but I can't really expect too much off such long haul travel. So we'll keep pushing forward, we'll tick the box, and once again, it's time to refuel. Alrighty, so we're starting the mission to the pool. Not too big of a mission, but about a 400 metre walk to the bike. Grab the bike, 2.5k ride to Śamorín. So it's a pretty cool setup for Śamorín, put bikes around the city so that you can access the facility even if you don't stay there, or vice versa. If you do stay there, you can come into town and have a look around. So we'll scan one of the bikes and we'll grab that. Annoyingly, I have to walk in the opposite direction to get the bike, but it's much better than actually walking 2.5 kilometres. Looking forward to getting this swim done. A little bit of speed work. In the program it was referenced as light spice. talk about the set afterwards. I need it in front of me to properly tell you guys what it is. What's happening, but let's take a look at Expo and Sphere. And we made it. Let's swim. We love it, don't we? Swim done, but for some reason my app is not working and I cannot get the bike to get home. I just stood there for 10 minutes trying, but no luck. It's saying there's no credit on my card, but I put more credit on the card, but it's not uploading. Then it's saying I'm owing, or I'm not really sure what's going on, to be honest, because you have to translate it all, and then the joys of being abroad, hey? Well, now that we have 2k to walk together, let's talk about the swim set. I've got it here. It's a little bit complicated, so I hope you can make sense of it. I'll put it on the screen afterwards so you can fully understand it, but it's 4k with the main set 2.5k being 4 by 50 metres in on 36, out on 40 into 300 metres aerobic, 2 by 100 in on 111. Yeah, gee, see, I'm already all over the shop. Makes sense to me, but restart. You know what, I'm just going to put it on the screen. Be much easier for you and I. It's a pyramid set, but you also get faster as you go, so have a read, let me know what you think. Straight in the front door and we have the bathroom. Weirdly enough though, just a side note here, no shower head. You can't have to wash yourself like you're using a hose. Anyway, now into the only other room of the place. Here on the left, we have the kitchen. Dishes are done, stress less. Little dining table, I suppose. TV, entertainment. Bed. Couch. And all my gear. That's a wrap. Well, team, that's a wrap on my training day here in Śamorín, Slovakia. Thank you for joining me, and we'll catch up soon.